Bande Mataram. Welcome to our oral learning. The last day we have discussed a letter to God which is written by G.L. Fence. Here we have discussed about the ardent faith of the character Lencho, and this text showed that how faith can move mountains. The last day we have discussed about Lencho's house, how it stands solitarily in the crest of the low hill, how he runs his family by good harvest. How was the intimate relationship between Lencho and his field, what the earth needed, Lencho knew properly. Accordingly, Lencho's requirement was downpour, shower there. According to that requirements, Lencho predicted, his prediction came true. He hoped good, he hoped well, but finally a hailstorm take the opposite role and destroyed all the cornfield. The entire cornfield was resembled like silver coins, and a plague of locusts would have left all the dotted flowers spreaded. Harvest, whatever he owns, he will own. Everything was under destruction by the hailstone. Hailstones are resembled there. Locusts had eaten all the crops. Lencho's hope turned into despair. No hope to stand there. Having no hope, having zero hope to stand there, Lencho put the faith on God, ardent faith that God can definitely come to his help. Lencho was stick up to that hope, strongly stood there that God definitely help me, help him, we say help him. Then he began to write a letter to God. Here we have discussed, our last line was, but in the hearts of all who lived in the solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God. In the entire valley, Lencho lived in the solitary house with his family members. They also they also desired, also hoped only the God's help. Look at these sentences. Don't be so upset even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. No one dies of hunger. Upset means worried. Don't be so upset even though, although it seems like a total loss. This seems means the cornfield, the cultivation, the harvest seems like a total loss. Lencho said, remember, no one dies of hunger. That's why they also say, as Lencho said, no one dies of hunger, the family members also say that no one dies of hunger, because only the faith of God. No one dies of hunger. They had the faith. They showed their faith. All through the night, Lencho thought only one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. All through the night, Lencho thought only one hope. Lencho's thinking capability was only one. That was the help of God. Because no earthly people came to help him. He knew that. No one has the power and potentiality to help Lencho. Lencho knew that. So that all through the night, Lencho thought only one hope, that was help of God. Whose eyes, Lencho's eyes, as he had been instructed, see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. What is conscience? The inner part of our body that says what right is, what wrong is. What is conscience? The inner part of our body that says what right is, what wrong is. Lencho's conscience repeatedly injects his thought that God definitely come to his help. He had been pushed by the thought. He had been instructed by the thought. Lencho was an ox of a man. Lencho was an ox of a man. Among the men, Lencho was an ox. He was walking too laboriously. Laborious farmer, industrious farmer. He was walking like an animal in the fields. But still, even though he was an ox of a man, still he knew how to write. What to write? A letter to God. Just a letter to God. Even though Lencho previously said to his family members that even though it seems like a total loss, remember, no one dies of hunger. Why did Lencho say so? Lencho said so that he had an ardent, strong faith on God. Then here said, Lencho was an ox of a man. Even though he was an ox of a man, walking like an animal in the field, still he knew how to write, how to post. So the following Sunday, the next Sunday, at daybreak. Daybreak means dawn. The opposite word of dusk, D-U-S-K. The following Sunday, the next Sunday, at dawn, Lencho began to write a letter, which he himself would carry to the town. He wrote the letter, he himself carried to the town and placed in the mail. Placed in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. So the text was addressed as a letter to God. Lencho was the main role. Lencho was the main role in this text. He was a farmer, handling the loss, standing in the worried situation. Lencho did not worry keeping only the faith of God, and finally he noticed to God by a letter, by pen, ink, whatever. So the story was addressed as a letter to God. Next paragraph. God, he wrote, Lencho wrote, God, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. If you don't help me, if God did not help him, my family, Lencho's family, and including Lencho, will go hungry that year. This year refers to the year of destruction. The year of destruction, in which year the cornfield, Lencho's cornfield, was totally destroyed. At that time, Lencho wrote a letter to God that you must help me. If you don't help me, we all will starve in this hunger-like situation. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crops come. Lencho needed the 100 pesos. Peso is a currency of Latin American countries. Lencho needed 100 pesos in order to sow his field again, in order to cultivate his field again, and to live until the crop comes. How much Lencho needed? Lencho needed only 100 pesos. In Latin American country, peso is used. Why did Lencho need some 100 pesos? Only to cultivate his field, and until the crop comes, to find the survivability, to find the living. Lencho needed 100 pesos because the hailstorm left nothing. The hailstorm left nothing. A plague of locusts left nothing. Here, because the hailstorm means everything was totally destroyed by the nature. Between man and nature, between Lencho and the nature's role, Lencho's prediction and nature's role, this was the conflict. This conflict was mentioned in this letter, in the first letter. He wrote to God on the envelope. Lencho wrote, if we write a letter, that means sender and receivers are there. Who is the sender? Who was the sender of this letter? Lencho was the sender of this letter. And whether the God is receiver or not, we have to thoroughly read the text. He wrote to God on the envelope and put the letter inside. Still trouble, went to town. Lencho wrote the letter, put the letter in an envelope, and he traveled himself and went to the town. There he mailed on the mailbox. At the post office, he stamped the letter and mailed in the mailbox. One of the employees, who was a postman, also helped at the post office. After mailing the letter, one of the postal employees came there and took the letter that was written by Lencho himself, that was troubled by Lencho himself. One of the postal employees, who was a postman, also helped at the post office. Taking this letter, he immediately went to the postmaster, to his boss. Taking this Lencho's letter, he immediately went to the postmaster. He was laughing heartily. Why was he laughing? Because nevertheless in his career as a postman, such a letter to God had not been shown. So the postal employees was laughing heartily on seeing the letter to God, showed to the postmaster that it was a letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. The postmaster, a fat, amiable fellow. What is amiable? Amiable means friendly fellow. How was the postmaster? The postmaster was a fat and amiable fellow. He also broke out of laughing. As the postman was laughing, seeing the letter to God, so the postmaster, as the postman was laughing on seeing the letter to God, the postmaster was still laughing. But immediately he got serious, he turned serious. When the postman was thinking that it was the first time in his career handing the letter to God, at that very moment the postmaster thought that the postmaster thought the strong faith, the ardent faith of the sender. Who was the sender? Lencho was the sender. Further, he tapped the letter. The postmaster tapped the letter, commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of that man who wrote this letter." Who commented? What faith? The postmaster commented, "What faith! I wish," the postmaster wished, if the postmaster had the similar faith like Lencho, starting up a correspondence with God. What is correspondence? The act of writing letters is called correspondence. The act of mailing letters, starting up a correspondence with God. Who is starting your correspondence with God? Lencho, the farmer. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, not to break the writer's faith, Lencho's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea. The letter to God had not handed to God, because further saying God is invisible, we just feel. If we realize God, that means we see in our inner being, in our soul. So the postmaster in his career had not seen such a letter, and strongly and positively thought about the writer. He wanted not to break his strong faith. So he came up with an idea, came up with a strong mind, answered the letter. When he opened it, it was evident, it was clear that to answer he needed something more than a goodwill, ink and paper. Something more than goodwill, ink and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. The postmaster was standing on a fine decision, strong decision. He asked for money from his employees. He himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. The postmaster, not to shake Lencho's faith on God, he came up with a strong resolution. He started an act of charity. What did the postmaster do in the act of charity? The postmaster collected from employees some money. He himself gave a part of his salary. Some friends were obliged to give. Several friends were the several friends of the postmaster were obliged to give some currencies. This is the act of charity. Why that was done? Why the charitable work was done? The postmaster's resolution was not to shake writer's faith on God. Not to shake the writer's faith on God. Okay. It was impossible for him to gather together 100 pesos. Lencho demanded 100 pesos to cultivate, to bring out the harvest, cultivate his land and living, for his living. But the postmaster, through his charitable works, was unable to gather, unable to resemble 100 pesos of money. So he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. That was 70 pesos to Lencho, and with it a letter containing only a single word: from God. The postmaster, lastly, after writing a letter, he addressed from God. Lencho had written to God. Postmaster was written from God. These are today's topic. The today's topic was about, yesterday we noticed about Lencho's prediction, how prediction came true, and the prediction, the hope of prediction turned into despair and destroyed all the cultivation, living of Lencho. And today's concept is why Lencho was writing a letter. What was his only hope? What was his demand? Whether his demand was fulfilled or not? How the postmaster and the postman behaved to getting that letter. These are today's concepts. Tomorrow in the next class we have to discuss about what was Lencho's reaction on getting 70 pesos instead of 100 pesos. Who will be blamed in these circumstances? Let we discuss the next classes. Today I will give some of exercises in our group, and yesterday's activities were given. I will The answers will be provided very soon. Vande Mataram.